Hello, welcome back. Thanks for tuning in. Last week I tied an emerging mayfly pattern. Well, once the hatch is all done and dusted, we have a spinner fall of mayfly. So what I'm going to tie is a spent mayfly this week. And in the vise, again, it's a Hanak 130 barbless hook in size 10. And I'm going to be using my trusty Vivus 50D. It's a clear thread. And before I put the wraps on, I'm just going to cover the shank with a couple of spots of super glue. As I've said before, it can be quite slippy, this thread. So with all the benefits you get with this kind of tying silk, there are some disadvantages to it. I've brought my thread up to the point of the hook. I'm going to remove my waste. And if you remember last week, we used moose mane for the tail. I'm not going to use that this week. This week I've got a cock hackle. I've already taken a feather from it, and I'm just going to rip some fibres off of this. I'm going to lay that on. A couple of turns just to see the length. Yep, happy enough with that. And I can bring the rest of my thread to close down the gap. Now I'm having a look at that and it's splayed out nicely on its own, so I'm not going to do the trick with round the bend. I'm going to come to the front now, a good 1/8 of an inch back from the eye of the hook, and I'm going to work my wing in. Now again, it's a snowshoe wing. I was using it last week, and I'm going to take a healthy chunk of the longer fibres, so I've broken it a bit so I can get into this bit here, and I can get much longer fibres with this. So just off camera, I'm going to sort that out. Now I've got it here, and it just needs a little bit of cleaning up. And I've probably got just the right amount. So I want it about the length of the hook shank. It pays just to take your time and clean up this part. So have a look at that. That's looking good. Now I'm going to bring that on. So the tips of the snowshoe pointing in the same direction as the eye. I'm going to catch that in just at the very edge. And work backwards. So what I've created here is a big massive fluff at the front, which you can see, and I've got a nice tapered body going on now. Now for the rib, I'm going to use my Vivus again, the PC6, light brown colour, and a bit of wax, and I've already heavily waxed up this piece. So I can simply catch my rib in, like so, and come all the way to the tail. Now the dubbing I'm going to use this week is dark tan. This one is from Fish On, and what I like about this is it's very similar to stuff that I've used from Troutline. It's got little sparkles in it. I don't know how well you can see that on the camera, but it does give it a little bit extra. So I'm going to dub that, I'm going to dub that on. Sorry about the Swahili there. There we go. Just a little bit shy. It's much easier to add than it is trying to pull it away. As I'm about to find out. There we go. And the rib in the opposite direction. A little twist as I go. Catch that in. Make sure you catch your ribbon, you don't want it springing back on you. I've just misplaced my snips at the moment. There they are. And I can come in and take that away. Okay, now the fun bit. Okay, split wings used to terrify me, to be perfectly honest, especially with deer hair. But now you get kind of used to it, and with snowshoe, it's a lot easier than it would be with deer hair. So what I want to do is kind of split my clump I've got here in half, like so. And once you've got that split, it will pretty much sit and behave. Now, to encourage it, we can start putting in a couple of figure eight wraps. So 1, 2, try and get it even. Like so. Now, if I bend this back and go to the end of the body, it's probably just a little bit longer than I'd like. So I'm going to bring the whole thing up and give it a haircut. Not straight, I'm just bending round in a curve. So just always pushing it back, always encouraging it to sit where you want it to sit, not where it wants to go. Okay, so a little bit more of a dubbing. Same stuff. If you want a bit of contrast, you can change your dubbing to something a little darker or a little lighter, depending on what effect you want to achieve. So I've put that on there like so, and I'm going to go over in a figure of 8, twice one way and twice the other way. Pull your wings all the way back, bring your thread to the front and get a couple of turns in. And to finish off, I'm just going to add some UV resin because I don't want to colour the head on this. I want it to remain the same. Everything back out the way. Couple of wraps. Bury your thread. Snap it off, and then simply come in with your UV torch to finish off. Once you've done that, again you can come in with your dubbing brush and just titivate it. Any erroneous fibres you can get rid. Just got a wee bit of the glitter coming in through the front. And there you have the finished fly. If I just tilt it to the side, you'll probably get a better view. Yeah. So there's the top, and if you have a look at the bottom, you can see the profile that the fish is going to see. So what that'll do, and what I would do, is encourage this to sit like that, so that the body lies in the film and it looks just like an adult spinner. There we go. Thanks very much for watching.